We're here at the legendary Silverstone Circuit in the UK. I'm Clint Maverick, and joining me is the always insightful Liam Jenkins. Welcome, Liam.
Thanks, Clint. It's fantastic to be here at Silverstone, a track that's synonymous with the rich history of motorsport. This circuit never fails to deliver thrilling battles.
Absolutely, Liam. Talking about battles, Silverstone, the home of British motorsport, was originally a World War II Royal Air Force bomber station. The track layout still incorporates parts of the old airfield's runways and taxiways, adding a unique historical twist to the racing experience.
Today's race promises to be another nail-biter, with our rookie driver Wagner looking to build on his impressive P5 finish at Zolder. Starting from P4 today, can he continue his climb up the ranks, or will new challenges arise at this historic circuit?
And they're off. Wagner looks like he's got butterflies in his stomach right from the start.
All the frontrunners have a clean start, but Wagner cuts the track too much and takes a scenic detour onto the grass.
That's going to cost him precious seconds. He's mowing the lawn instead of racing. Wagner needs to get back on track quickly if he wants to stay in the game.
After that impromptu grass-cutting session, Wagner finds himself behind Moritz Moser. He's got some catching up to do. Look at Wagner go. He takes the inside heading into the chicane, and he's late on the brakes.
That forces Moser to swerve to the outside to avoid a crash. Sneaky move by Wagner, but it's a position gained.
Moser doesn't look too happy about it. He's flashing his lights like a disco ball back there.
Wagner's back in the game, but he's already making a few enemies out there. This race is heating up faster than a Silverstone summer. Stay tuned, folks. The action is just getting started. Now, let's take a moment to watch the replay of the start from the other drivers' perspectives. First up, we've got Maximilian Gernandt in his Lambo. Looks like he's trying to channel his inner speed demon, but overdrives into the first corner and whoops, spins out. That's one way to make an impression. Next, we have Schuppen with a fantastic start. He's off like a rocket, but then he gives Andre Barron a little love tap, sending Barron straight to the gravel. Schuppen, the party pooper, shoves Barron right off the track.
That's not what Barron had in mind for his race. Schuppen might need to practice those gentle touches a bit more.
Now let's look at Davide Pastor. He's cruising along, but suddenly loses control, spins out, and bam! Hits Puljury Harpel. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Harpel's got to be feeling unlucky right now. Pastor's spin was like a magnet pulling him into trouble.
And finally, Furious Baron is trying to make up lost ground. He's charging ahead, but drives right into the back of Christopher Schirmeyer. Schirmeyer spins out, and here comes Hardheck Party, crashing into the chaos.
It's like a domino effect out there. Furious Baron lives up to his name, but unfortunately, it's Schirmeyer and Pahi who pay the price.
What a series of unfortunate events. Now, back to the live action, where Wagner is fighting his way up the ranks.
Back in the race, Wagner is now behind Thomasius the Old. He's much faster in the chicane, but it looks like he's underestimated his speed.
Oh boy, Wagner crashes right into Thomasius. Thomasius spins off the track, but Wagner manages to avoid any major impact himself.
But hold on, what's this? Wagner isn't speeding away. He's actually waiting for Thomasius to rejoin the track and lets him pass. Talk about fair play.
Unbelievable. Wagner is showing us that even in the heat of competition, he's got a heart of gold. He might be a rookie, but he's got the sportsmanship of a seasoned pro.
That's right, Clint. Wagner might have lost positions, but he's definitely won some respect out there. And let's be honest, in racing, that's priceless.
And look at this. Only few seconds later, Marcel Hildenbrand gets a drive-through penalty. Seems like karma is paying off for Wagner.
Wagner is still behind Thomasius, and in front of them, Daniel Oliveira and Daniel Serkin are battling it out.
Oliveira dives into the chicane with all the subtlety of a bull in a china shop and crashes into Serkin. Poor Thomasius is just minding his own business and gets smacked by Oliveira. And look at Wagner, luckier than a four-leaf clover. He dodges the chaos and gains free positions in one fell swoop. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Wagner slips through the mayhem and moves up the ranks like an incher on wheels.
Racing can be a wild ride, but Wagner's definitely making the most of these opportunities. He's now climbing the leaderboard faster than we expected.
Now Wagner is chasing down Schuppen. You know, with a name like that, you'd expect him to be more focused on shooping than racing.
Looks like Wagner's going for a shoplift here. He's got the better exit out of the corner, and there he goes. He makes the move and overtakes Schuper. That's another position gain for Wagner.
Wagner's really on fire today. Next up on his radar is Andre Barron. Let's see if he can keep up this impressive pace and make another clean pass. Wagner is catching up on Barron. He makes a bold move, but Wagner has a bad exit out of the corner, and Barron snatches his position right back.
The chase continues with Wagner hot on Barron's tail. They're neck and neck, and you can feel the tension building.
And there it is. Barron makes a mistake, goes a bit too much onto the grass, and Wagner seizes the opportunity. Position 1 for Wagner. What a great comeback. Now let's shift our focus to some of the other drivers ahead of Wagner. We've got a pack of 3, Yuri Harpel, David Pastor, and Stefan Giuliani. This is getting really intense.
Clint, these 3 are swapping positions almost every corner. It's a proper dogfight out there.
Look at this. Pastor is going for a risky move on the outside into the chicane. He's not fast enough. Tries to take the chicane, but hasn't passed Harpel yet. Pastor wants to dive inside too much, and bam! He hits Harpel. Pastor spins out like a top. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, Giuliani behind Harpel overdrives his car and whoosh, he's out. Giuliani's pirouette leaves Harpel in the clear.
That leaves Wagner now sitting pretty in P5, right behind the remaining survivor of the pack. What a turn of events. Before we dive into the final round, let's check in on some of the other drivers and see what chaos they've been stirring up. We've got 3 juicy scenes for you.
First up, we've got Hardhick Party. He's moving slower than a snail on a lazy Sunday and gets overtaken by a Bondi Fridays. Party tries to make a daring switch from the outside to the inside, but whoops, doesn't see Marek Katulski and ends up mowing the grass.
Talk about a rough day at the office. Pahi's lawnmower impression isn't going to win him any races.
Next, we've got a real slobber knocker between Florian Dietzel and Jesus Hernandez. These two are going at it like cats and dogs, swapping paint and positions every chance they get.
It's pure, unadulterated racing madness. Clint. They're fighting tooth and nail, and it's absolutely glorious to watch.
And finally, we have Thomas Bakery, who's comfortably sitting in P2. He's a little too hot into the corner, uses a bit too much of the exit, and the stewards are in a picky mood today. Drive-through penalty for Bakery.
Ouch, that's a tough cookie to swallow for Bakery. He's been having a fantastic run, but one tiny slip, and the stewards are all over him like ants on a picnic.
All right, folks, this stage is set for the grand finale. Wagner's in P5, but here's the kicker. Bakery's got a penalty he's not going to serve, which means he'll be slapped with penalty seconds. That bumps Wagner up to P4. Not much else is happening in the last round, so Wagner cruises to an amazing P4 finish. From P4 to P13 and back to P4. What a wild ride.
Talk about a roller coaster. Wagner's shown incredible resilience and skill today, bouncing back like a champ.
That's all for today's race, folks. But don't go anywhere. Our next race is coming up this Sunday at the Circuit de Catalunya. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. It's going to be a real barn burner.
Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the action. Your support keeps us bringing you all the high-speed thrills and spills from the track.
Thanks for joining us today. Remember, stay fast, stay fearless, and if you see Wagner on the track, make sure to give him a thumbs up for keeping it exciting. See you next time.